Hey, for Saturday, August 8th, 2020, this is the Pro and the Con Show, and I am your host, Michael James Ott. Welcome to the show, as always. So, the purpose of the show is to, uh, you know, talk to people, try to convince them to be better citizens, which means more participation in a thoughtful, reasoned way. Okay, so collecting information, focusing on the actual facts, which is the who, the what, the where, and the when, um, and then forming your own conclusions as to what they mean. And you can go on and on and on about the different information sources that you can receive. Many of them identify themselves as news, but the reality is only a tiny portion of what they actually put out there is the who, the what, the where, and the when. And then they quickly jump into opinion, prognostication, forecasting, whatever. Anything to fill the column, or if it's a written thing, or fill the airspace if it's something on broadcast media. Well, today's show, anyway, is called Match. And one of the things I do is I look at different information streams and compare them. But today I want to just talk about something that I receive on a regular basis. And as far as I can tell, there's something wrong with what I'm getting. So let me tell you. So I am a white male. I'm 59 years old. And because of who I am, I think there's the Trump organization says, oh, he must be, or is very probably a supporter of Mr. Trump. I am not a supporter of Mr. Trump, and it has absolutely nothing to do with Democrat versus Republican in any way, shape, or form, but totally based on the fact that Mr. Trump has significant mental issues, and they lead to really bad acting on his part, bad ways that he interacts with the public and stuff like that. But so I, because I'm 59 and a white male, I get campaign emails from him all the time. Bam, 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 bam. I think I've looked, and it averages about every 2 hours I get an email. And they're always offering me these special deals. I can, if I donate now for $75, I can get a free hat. If I donate now $25, I can enter a chance to win a hat that's been signed by Mr. Trump. One of the things that happens a lot here over the last 3 weeks or so is I get these emails, and they promise that a 600% or 700% match on what the money that I would donate to the campaign. And so trying to figure out why or how that's even possible, because there are pretty strict limits on individual contributions to campaigns, and the only person is based on what I think I know about the campaign or the contributions and stuff. As an individual candidate, oddly enough, you can spend all the money you want of your own money. Oddly enough, so Mr. Bloomberg, for example, if Mike Bloomberg, he was a candidate for president for a period of time from the Democratic side of things, and he is purportedly worth $50 billion plus or minus. People argue over how much he's worth, but that's a lot of billions of dollars. And in theory, he could liquidate a lot of his assets and spend $10 billion, $20 billion on being elected president of the United States if he wanted to, and I think it's legal. But what we're talking about here is contributions where other people would be giving some kind of matching contribution. Well, the math doesn't work out. So there's an article here that appeared at a place called opensecrets.org. So this is a website where they try to talk about responsibility in politics. So they're always, oh, why is there so much money in politics, and how do we get the money out of politics, and what's the influence of money in politics, and so on. So it's not, in fairness, it's not just Mr. Trump, even though that these are the ones that I get all the time. But for example, an organization dedicated to increasing Democratic voter turnout called Progressive Turnout Project, they were running Facebook ads saying contributions would be 5 times matched. And then Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who's a Republican, they've promised donors 4 times match. But you can't do that. Unless they would have to have a huge network of donors who aren't going to donate unless someone donates. So they'd have to have, because there are millions and millions of individual donors that are donating, $30, $50, $100 kind of thing. They would have to be, because the individual limits are, it's like $2,800 or something like that. It's not much. So, times 6, if someone donates $600 or $500 or $200 or $100, you can just imagine the huge scale of individual donors who have not donated themselves, have not started giving that $2,600 themselves, or waiting on somebody else to donate. And it just doesn't seem like it's even possible to match that yet. $2,800. So if the match is a real thing, it has to come from other donors, and those donors would be highly limited and have to be disclosed as well. So there's no unlimited pool of money, unless, again, Mr. Trump is saying that he's going to give his own money. And he doesn't say that, and he doesn't do that. And oh, by the way, all of this is in public record. The donations made. And so it's just, it would seem like the whole matching thing is somehow a fraudulent claim, and it's a very limited claim by most campaigns. But Mr. Trump, as Mr. Trump does, is way beyond what everyone else is doing in this vein. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about when you see these matching funds on give $35, give $42, give $100, and that they'll be matched 600 or 700%. It seems like that's not true, or there's a high probability that it isn't true. So I would offer that you would want to be skeptical about that, or try to figure out on your own how that's being accomplished, because I've started to try to dig into it, and I don't find a way that it's really possible. All right, so enough about Match and enough for this show. This has been the Pro and Con Show. I'm Michael James Ott, and until the next show, bye for now.